A young couple, Jake and Lisa, are sitting on a couch, looking at a laptop screen. They are browsing through some online listings of houses for sale. They look excited and hopeful. Jake. Wow, look at this one. It has 4 bedrooms, a spacious backyard, and a fireplace. And it's only $350,000. Lisa. That sounds perfect. Let's see if we can schedule a viewing. Jake. Okay, let me just fill out this form. He types in some information on the laptop. Lisa. I can't believe we're finally doing this. We've been saving for so long, and now we're ready to buy our dream home. Jake. I know, right? This is the best investment we'll ever make. We'll have our own place, we'll build equity, and we'll enjoy the tax benefits. Lisa. And we'll be part of a community. We'll have neighbors, friends, and maybe even kids someday. Jake. Yeah, this is the American dream. He smiles and kisses her on the cheek. Lisa. I love you. Jake. I love you too. They hug and look at the laptop screen, where a confirmation message pops up. Jake. Great, we have an appointment for tomorrow at 10 a.m. Lisa. Awesome. Let's go celebrate. They get up and head to the door. Jake. Wait, let me just check something. He grabs the laptop and opens a new tab. He types in why owning a house is a bad investment and hits enter. He sees a video thumbnail with the title The Truth About Homeownership and clicks on it. Lisa. What are you doing? Jake. Just curious. Lisa. Curious about what? Jake. Why owning a house is a bad investment. Lisa. What? Why would you say that? Jake. I don't know, I just saw this video and I thought it might be interesting. Lisa. Interesting? Or scary? Jake. Come on, it's probably just some clickbait nonsense. Let's watch it and see. Lisa. Fine, but don't let it ruin our mood. Jake. Don't worry, it won't. He puts the laptop on the couch and sits next to her. He presses play and the video starts. Hi, everyone. Welcome to my channel, where I share with you the secrets of financial freedom. In today's video, I'm going to tell you why owning a house is a bad investment. Yes, you heard me right. Buying a house is not a smart move, and I'm going to explain why. But before I do, please make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any of my future videos. Alright, let's get started. Now, I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, how can owning a house be a bad investment? Isn't that what everyone wants? Isn't that what we've been told all our lives? That buying a house is the best way to build wealth, secure our future, and achieve the American dream? Well, I'm sorry to burst your bubble, but that's not true. In fact, owning a house is usually a terrible investment, and here are the 4 reasons why. Number 1, it blocks your cash flow. The first reason why owning a house is a bad investment is that it blocks your cash flow. Cash flow is the amount of money that you have left over after paying all your expenses. It's the money that you can use to invest, save, or spend on whatever you want. Cash flow is the key to financial freedom because it gives you options and flexibility. But when you buy a house, you lose a lot of your cash flow. You have to pay a large down payment, which could be anywhere from 5% to 20% of the purchase price. That's a lot of money that you could have used for other purposes. Then, you have to pay a monthly mortgage, which is usually the biggest expense in your budget. And that's not all. You also have to pay property taxes, homeowners insurance, maintenance costs, repairs, utilities, and possibly HOA fees. All of these costs add up, and they take a big chunk out of your cash flow. According to Zillow and Thumbtack, the average U.S. homeowner pays about $6,330 a year for property taxes and homeowners insurance, which is about $530 a month on top of their monthly mortgage payment. That's a lot of money that you could have invested in something else, like stocks, bonds, or mutual funds, that would have given you a higher return over time. But instead, you're stuck with a house that costs you money every month, and that limits your cash flow and your financial freedom. Reason number 2. It limits your diversification. The second reason why owning a house is a bad investment is that it limits your diversification. Diversification is the practice of spreading your money across different types of investments, so that you reduce your risk and increase your potential returns. Diversification is important, because you never know what will happen in the market, and you don't want to put all your eggs in one basket. But when you buy a house, you're doing exactly that. You're putting a large portion of your net worth into one single asset, and that's very risky. If the housing market crashes, like it did in 2008, you could lose a lot of money, or even end up underwater, which means that you owe more on your mortgage than your house is worth. And even if the housing market doesn't crash, you're still missing out on the opportunity to invest in other assets that could have higher returns or lower risks. For example, according to Investopedia, the average annual return for the S&P 500 index, which tracks the performance of the 500 largest U.S. companies, was about 10% from 1926 to 2020. That means that if you had invested $10,000 in the S&P 500 in 1926, it would have grown to about $66 million by 2020. But if you had invested the same amount in a house, it would have grown to only about $200,000, assuming a 3% annual appreciation rate, which is the historical average for the U.S. housing market. That's a huge difference. And that's why owning a house is a bad investment. It limits your diversification, and it exposes you to a lot of risk and opportunity cost. Reason number 3, it costs you money just to hold. The third reason why owning a house is a bad investment is that it costs you money just to hold. Unlike other investments, such as stocks or bonds, that pay you dividends or interest, a house doesn't pay you anything. In fact, it costs you money just to own it. You have to pay for maintenance, repairs, utilities, and other expenses that come with homeownership. And these costs are not trivial. According to a study by Harvard University, the average U.S. homeowner spends about 2.5% of the value of their home on maintenance and repairs every year. That means that if your house is worth $300,000, you're spending about $7,500 a year, or $625 a month, just to keep it in good shape. And that doesn't include any major renovations or improvements that you might want to do, which could cost you tens of thousands of dollars more. And what do you get in return for all these costs? Nothing. You don't get any income, you don't get any tax benefits, and you don't get any guarantee that your house will appreciate in value. In fact, your house could even depreciate in value, depending on the location, condition, and demand for your property. And if that happens, you're losing money on both ends. You're paying money to own a house that's worth less than what you paid for it. And that's why owning a house is a bad investment. It costs you money just to hold, and it has no guarantee that you will ever see a profit. Reason number 4, it lacks liquidity and flexibility. The fourth and final reason why owning a house is a bad investment is that it lacks liquidity and flexibility. Liquidity is the ability to convert an asset into cash quickly and easily. Flexibility is the ability to adapt to changing circumstances and opportunities. Both of these qualities are important for investors, because they allow them to take advantage of market conditions, optimize their portfolio, and achieve their financial goals. But when you buy a house, you lose both liquidity and flexibility. A house is not a liquid asset, because it takes a lot of time, money, and effort to sell it. You have to find a buyer, negotiate a price, pay commissions and fees, deal with inspections and appraisals, and go through a lot of paperwork and legal procedures. And you have no control over the timing or the outcome of the sale. You might have to wait months or even years to find a buyer, or you might have to sell at a loss if the market is down. And even if you manage to sell your house, you still have to find another place to live, which might be more expensive or less convenient than your previous one. A house is also not a flexible asset, because it ties you down to one location and one lifestyle. You can't easily move to another city or country if you want to pursue a new career, a new relationship, or a new adventure. You can't easily change your living space or your amenities if your needs or preferences change. You can't easily take advantage of new opportunities or avoid new risks that might arise in the future. You're stuck with a house that might not suit you anymore, and that might prevent you from achieving your full potential. So, these are the 4 reasons why owning a house is a bad investment. It blocks your cash flow, it limits your diversification, it costs you money just to hold, and it lacks liquidity and flexibility. Now, I'm not saying that you should never buy a house. I'm saying that you should think twice before you do, and that you should consider the alternatives. There are other ways to invest your money, such as stocks, bonds, mutual funds, real estate investment trusts, or even cryptocurrencies, that might offer you higher returns, lower risks, and more freedom. There are also other ways to live, such as renting, co-living, or even traveling, that might offer you more affordability, convenience, and happiness. The bottom line is, owning a house is not the only way, or the best way, to build wealth, secure your future, and achieve the American dream. It might be the worst way. And that's the truth about homeownership. I hope you learned something new and valuable. If you did, please hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any of my future videos. And if you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. I'd love to hear from you. Until next time, remember, the secrets of financial freedom are within your reach. You just have to know where to look. Bye for now.